I know about the testimony. I know about the things that people go through and be able to ignite the fire inside of them. And I know that seems as if that's a chosen one, but it's not. Anything in divine attribute, right? I know that term chosen one is so romanticized right now. Everybody has it in their mind the way they want to see it, and that's fine. But anything of divine presence is brought low. So the first creation was the aspect of Pisces. That's the two thighs in the womb. The aspect of Pisces was the conversation between two fish. If you ever watch two fish swim and they try to mate, they have to like swim side by side each other. You know what I'm saying? In order to make it happen. They can't mount one another, you know what I'm saying? They can belly to belly, some of them can, but some of them have to get side by side and kind of like just, leave it out there for another one to drop it. But that whole togetherness is how it takes place. But that's just the physical application of it manifesting from the universal understanding. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is the woman, she was endowed with the knowledge of the universe. That means she had to travel to get that. So as she was being pushed by the light, she was gathering all the frequency or all the understanding of the universe. That was allowed. So this is how another wave, and then like what people don't comprehend is how the waves go and come. So as one wave reaches the wall, right, and then it's coming back, it's still a wave that is it's so many waves, yo. So when it collided, that's what gave her two sides. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to get that deep into it, you know what I'm saying? But as the light is pushing, because it's not just one wave on the light, like it's waves, you know what I'm saying? So as the first sets of waves hit the edge and they come back, they kind of run into the waves that are still going, which creates another direction, right? Or another set of waves in a sense. So it's like basically showing the existence take place. But for the female, the aspect of Pisces was the first crossover, was the first conscious awareness to come into existence, the aspect of Pisces. So after that, that value was conscious, right? Universally, though, we're not talking about in an actual body. That consciousness was alive at that point. But then the rest of it, like I said, it had to gain contracts with everything so it can get to the point to give life. So that whether people want to comprehend it, the divine essence itself was the woman for a long time. But you gotta know that being in something so long doesn't determine if you are still at its height of capability. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what the females are going through. They're fighting against that being the divine essence of all things. That's a powerful role, yo. And being able to speak life into everything they create. Like, not just give it life. You got the power to speak life towards it. It's going to believe whatever you say about it. That's the most powerfulest thing. The love of a woman. And then being able to speak life into what she's attached to. Is powerful. And it's just not speaking regular life. It's like you're speaking the power of the gods into her or into him, right? But with that formulation even coming into existence, it had to come from something. So as the light was being instilled into this means distance. So the light finally slowed down, which allowed the waves to catch up. And then as they came together, the light inserted itself, which created a divine essence, which was the first creation, which was the archetype of the female, the femme. So that archetype had to grow in its stages. This is how you get growth through life. It's in stages. So the stages of being a creation as a young woman into a little girl into you know, so forth and on until you get the whole formulation of what it is. So these different dynamics was based off existences. So the level of that taking place, that comfort being able to have these existences took place before anything else was created. This is why it's like it's burned in existence to have these things. Like you grow through being a child, you grow through being a teenager, you grow through being a young adult. Like those things were burned into existence. It's supposed to happen. The space is already taken up for it. You know what I'm saying? Like everything had its time to get to a certain aspect. But what was going to happen through dilution? Now, keep in mind, he was way up there at one point, but it diluted down. So as dilution was taking place, other creations was going to come about, and a lot of that divine knowledge was going to be forgotten. So since it was forgotten, the chosen ones, right? And you're not just having chosen ones awaken right now. Divine beings are awakening right now, because you got to keep in mind our elders, which were decimated through colonization and other things that took place. They killed the elders that had the knowledge. These were divine beings on earth with us right now. They lived for a long time. We don't even remember what we called them in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? But they were able to do things and tap into different levels of knowledge because they were here 200-300 years with divine knowledge. So they were different beings. What was left behind was the children, and they knew the children couldn't fight for themselves. So a value of what we see reincarnation is at its highest level, the energy had to rise high enough to bring a lot of these beings back that were in the position, like it's stairs, right? It's like stairwells. So they were this right here, and they're about to walk into that level, you know what I'm saying? And it was beings that labeled that whole dynamic. So if through certain times this information bracket got destroyed and it got taken away, then what would that mean, right? What would that mean for that as an understanding? Well, it would have to be based off the fact that I'm taking you away from a level of knowledge that would allow you to grow forward. So that's what that is. So it's not just chosen ones that are awakening. Divine essence is awakening. Different divine beings are awakening right now, and they're manifesting in the flesh once again because the energy frequency that's around the whole earth is high. You know what I'm saying? So since that energy frequency is high, you have way more than just chosen ones waking up. But since we are only focusing on that as a name, you know what I'm saying, they're not seeing the incarnation. You know what I'm saying? And not even comprehending the incarnation. So chosen ones is just the remembrance. It's like the flint to the fire. It's like soon as we spark it, everything burns. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what the chosen one does. It kind of turns on what's not turned on in other individuals. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but there are divine essences. The great mother, she seen fit to send that back because it's so permeated with fake feminine energy right now. So she's seen fit to send some of that real dynamic divine essence back to the earth. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand that's really, it's levels to this shit, but I ain't gonna hold you, just trying to show you something. Naga the Wise. I'll be back at y'all later or something.